Welcome to A Family No Matter What. This is Sandrine here speaking. Welcome. Today I am going to talk about alienation. A few of you have been writing about it and is experiencing it right now, which is not a fun thing at all. If you have experienced it, it feels very unfair. It feels like the children have been caught in the middle. It feels like it's not right. So all those negative emotions. So how do you handle it? So here's the thing. Either it's going to happen again or it will happen if it has not. So you need to prepare your children. Okay, so first you need to prepare yourself for it, knowing that it's happening, but you need to prepare your kids. The reason of that is that when you were married, maybe he said things but you were there to protect them. All right, now some of the time you are no longer there and you have no control over what your ex-husband says. You can, some people will say, well, if he says mean things, you can always take him to court. Yes, you can do all those things, but really change the things. At the end of the day, it will bring more hate, it will cost a lot of money, and it will never change exactly what he says to your kids. So the best thing to do right now is to know this is going to happen and be prepared for it. So what can you do? Prepare your children for it, okay? So if it has already happened, talk about it and what I have said and what do they feel about it, And the main thing is, how are they going to counteract that? How are they going to react or respond the next time that their daddy says something not nice about you? So you don't have to tell them exactly what to say, but discover that with them. For example, depending on the age, you will know what's appropriate or not. So, but one of the things, the message to convey is for your child to, when your ex-husband says something mean about you, is for your child to say something that means, well, that's not very nice to say something like that about mom, or that makes me sad when you say mean things about mom, or I would rather that you don't speak about mom like that in front of me because you know how much I love you both. Those kind of things, all right? Because your child has the power now to be heard towards your ex-husband. You don't anymore. You're not his wife, so he's not listening to you anymore, okay? So prepare your child and also prepare him or her just to say, it's just, how daddy is. Sometimes he's still, when he's upset, he says mean things, but he does not mean them. So we know that he does not mean those things toward me, but, this is how we can do when he says like that. And also it's actually a good lesson, not just for their daddy, but for their friends or family or anything. When someone says something mean about someone else, what can they do? Okay, it's always about lessons of life. Then the next thing is, what can you do if they don't want to come back home, if they think it's better over there? The same, having a conversation with them, and also, letting them know that it might actually happen, and telling them, it might be more fun with daddy. There is more money, or he's got more time, or whatever that is. There might be more fun. And I know that in my case, my kids have, they sure do have a lot more fun with him, because that's just the way it is. And so it's for you on your side is really see the positive of it, really be thankful that they're having fun, because I can tell you there is a lot of kids that wish they could have a relationship with their dad. So at least if they want to be there, that means something is good. So be very grateful for that. All right, so that's one thing. But then for your children, they also need to understand, and you have to have a conversation with them, trying to always put them on the side so they don't have to have this conversation. It's not right. They're part of it, okay? So they also have to understand that it's a very different home. It's a different lifestyle. It's a different everything. You're the mom, you love them, and they're going to be coming home, and that you're very happy that they're there. So, but here's, and the third thing that is very important at all times is, who are you being in front of your kids, toward your kids? Are you being the person they want to become? So all the things that you would like your ex-husband to do or to be towards you, you need to do them and be them. So for example, you don't want him to say mean things about him, right? So never say anything mean about him in front of the children, never. Okay, even if you want to, and I know sometimes it's very hard, and I know we all slip from time to time, but try really to be conscious about not saying anything mean. and quite the opposite, in fact, address all the good things about your ex-husband. You know, if, for example, he does something good with the kids, bring it up and say, you know, I think this is so great. Oh, look what daddy did with you. This is so good. Oh, daddy is so good at this. You know, bring him up. It's very important to them. They need to see that you're parents, okay? They have a mom, they have a dad, all right? You're no longer married. That's a couple story. It is not a family story. So support each other. Even if as a couple it is hard and he says things that really are not appropriate, but be the better person, be the bigger person. Your kids are always watching you. Always. So be the person that you want them to grow to be into. Be the bigger person. I know sometimes you have to swallow something and it's hard, but at the end you look at yourself in the mirror and you look at your kids and say, what did I show them to be? Okay, don't be like your ex-husband, all right, and show him how it's done. So another things that you can do, that is, I've got to say, it works, it's just it's great, is that every time you hear something, the children say a nice thing about their dad, send him a note or call him or do something or send him a picture. You know, just said the kids said they had a great time with you, thank you so much, you're such a great dad. All right, so always everything that you want him to be better, praise him for that, and he's going to get better and better. Is he going to stop talking nasty about you? If eventually, yes, if the kids will tell him not to do that anymore, and if you keep saying good things about him, eventually it does, and much quicker than trying to tell him do not do that ever and threaten him and all that, okay? So, but the most is prepare yourself that it's going to happen emotionally, breathe through it, and know how you're going to react when your kids are going to tell you, and prepare your children because they are dealing with that when they're there. So prepare them, okay? And third is be the best person you can be. You can write all those nasty things you write and let it go, because you are about to create a beautiful life for you, okay? If your husband wants to be, if your ex-husband wants to be nasty or whatever, you know, this is why you're no longer with him. So you can have your space. So in your space, be the person you want to be. Bring the positive and raise your children you think they need to be raised, all right? So good luck. If you have any more questions, please always send a note on the group or PM me, or you can go www.beautifuldivorce.com. And if you want to know more on how to have a beautiful divorce, amicable divorce, how in your specific case, how to have a good relationship with your soon-to-be ex-husband, or anything, how to make your life more beautiful and more amicable and peaceful with divorce, just contact me. You have a great day. Bye-bye.